Dear students, I have taught you how to solve the problems on second derivative in the earlier two sessions. In today's session also, I am working out some problems in which we calculate the second derivative of a given function. But in the problems which I am going to work out in today's session, some particular result is expected. So, after the first derivative, you have to make some adjustment. Then if you go for the second derivative, directly you are getting the result. That is what I am going to teach you in today's lesson. Listen. Now here, second order derivative only. So first problem, let me consider the first problem. If y is equal to sin inverse x, if y is equal to sin inverse x, prove that 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square. 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square minus x into dy by dx is equal to 0. So, this is given, y equal to sin inverse x is given, and this is the result we have to prove. You have to prove this result. See, there are two methods here. One method is you can get the second derivative, directly differentiate y with respect to once, you get dy by dx, again differentiate, you get the second derivative. On the left hand side, we substitute for dy by dx as well as d square y by dx square, ultimately show that it is equal to 0. That is what we did in the previous session, because in that one, directly we could not get the result. Therefore, what we did was, we calculated the first derivative, second derivative, on the left hand side of the expected result, we substituted the values, and finally we saw that it was equal to 0. But here it is another type of function, inverse trigonometric function. In inverse trigonometric function, usually they ask a particular result to be proved. So here one hint, if you remember, whichever may be the inverse trigonometric function, after the first derivative, that is differentiate like this. Given dy by y equal to sin inverse x, dy by dx is 1 by root of 1 minus x square. I hope remember all the inverse trigonometric functions, when you differentiate, the derivative would be in the denominator. Sin inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse, whatever may be the inverse trigonometric function, the derivative will always have a term in the denominator. So, for this hint, if you remember, easy for you to arrive at the required result directly. So, I started with a given function, differentiated, and I am having 1 over root of 1 minus x square. At this stage, you cross multiply, because always you will be having a term in the denominator, cross multiply. That is root of 1 minus x square into dy by dx is equal to 1, Now, let us differentiate again. Differentiate again with respect to x. Differentiate again with respect to x. Look here, left hand side we are having a product, and this is a composite function. So, when you differentiate, you have to apply the chain rule. So, product rule and chain rule. Right hand side you observe we have a constant 1. So, as soon as you do the differentiation, it becomes 0. So, for the left hand side, let me apply the product rule. First function, root 1 minus x square into dy by dx. When you differentiate second time, it becomes d square y by dx square. Plus, I am applying the product rule. First function into the derivative of the second, plus the second function, that is dy by dx into derivative of the first. Here you have to be careful, we are having root of 1 minus x square. So, what is the formula for root x? 1 by 2 root x. First we apply. It is 1 over 2 root of 1 minus x square. So, the root part is over. But 1 minus x square also has to be differentiated. For 1 it is 0, for minus x square it is minus 2x, and the right hand side being 0 because it is 1. Now, cancel this 2. There, and then what we are having now, root of 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square minus, it is x divided by root 1 minus x square into dy by dx equal to 0. You may see that the result we wanted had the term 1 minus x square, whereas we are having root and this term was not there. Therefore, you do one more step here. Multiply by root of 1 minus x square. So, root and root they get cancelled, hence we get 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square minus x, and when you multiply this gets cancelled, x into dy by dx is equal to 0. You observe this is a required result, isn't it? So, this hint always better you remember. Whenever we are having an inverse trigonometric function, we are asked to calculate the second derivative when a particular result is expected. As soon as you do the first differentiation, cross multiply. Then go for the second derivative, that is apply the product on the left hand side and rearranging the terms and all, always you get the required result immediately or directly. Therefore, this procedure you remember in the case of the inverse trigonometric function. Now, let us move on to the next problem. There also I am considering another inverse trigonometric function. If y is equal to tan inverse of x the whole square. So, I am having a composite function here. In the previous one sin inverse x. If y equal to tan inverse of x the whole square, prove that x square plus 1 the whole square. So, if this is the function, prove that x square plus 1 whole square into y2. I have given this notation y2, y double dash, any notation can be given, plus 2x into x square plus 1, 2x into x square plus 1 into y1 is equal to 2. So, here y equal to tan inverse of x the whole square. Then the result that has to be obtained is x square plus 1 the whole square into y2. y2 means the second derivative, plus 2 into x square plus 1 into y1 the first derivative, that should be equal to 2. That is a constant. So, the procedure here also the same procedure, but the difference between the previous and this is you are having a composite function. We had only sin inverse x, we are having tan inverse of x the whole square. So, start with the given function, differentiate once, that is because y1, y2 have been given in the problem, let me use the same notation. Whatever notation they have given, better use that one. So, y1 would be equal to, see here some function raised to the power 2. So, it apply the chain rule, that is 2 into tan inverse x, like x square. When x square is given, how do you write? 2x, isn't it? Therefore, 2 into tan inverse x. But tan inverse x has to be differentiated, which is 1 over 1 plus x square. So, applied the chain rule here. What's the next step? This quantity always comes in the denominator for any inverse trigonometric function. Therefore, you write cross multiply or multiply, both are correct. Cross multiply means I am taking here, multiply both the sides also you can write. Cross multiply, that is you can write 1 plus x square into y1 would be equal to 2 times tan inverse x, 2 times tan inverse x. Now again, so I am going for the second derivative now. So, differentiate with respect to x, differentiate with respect to x. Now, observe left hand side, we are having a product of two functions, hence it has to, product rule has to be applied. Right hand side, it's a direct inverse trigonometric function. So, write it as first function 1 plus x square into y1 becomes y2 plus second function y1 into derivative of 1 plus x square is 2x. For 1 it is 0, for x square it is 2x. Right hand side 2 into, look here, tan inverse x, the basic function we are having whose derivative is 1 by 1 plus x square. Almost we have got the answer. One more step here, multiply by, here also I can write cross multiply by 1 plus x square. 1 plus x square is already there. Another 1 plus x square means it is 1 plus x square the whole square into y2 plus 2 into x into 1 plus x square into y1, and the right hand side when you multiply it gets cancelled, hence we get the required result. So, all these problems usually given for a 5-mark question. So, carefully you have to solve the problem. This hint always you remember, whenever we have an inverse trigonometric function, after the first derivative cross multiply, then differentiate again. Left hand side always be it will be in the form of a product. So, apply the product rule, then you get the answer directly. So, this is the procedure we adopt. Now, another problem, again a inverse trigonometric function, but the answer is expected in a different way. If y is equal to cos inverse x, if y is equal to cos inverse x, find d square y by dx square, find d square y by dx square in terms of y alone, in terms of y alone. Now, this is a different type of problem. Usually, whenever an inverse trigonometric function is given, prove that like this, what we did in both the previous problems. So, such answers are expected. It is a different type of problem. You can expect it maybe for a 2-mark question, that is all. Y equal to cos inverse x. So, you might have seen here when we differentiated the earlier 2 problems, that x was present in the answer, isn't it? Whereas here the answer should be written or expressed only in terms of y. That means x has to be eliminated at some stage. For that now, what I do is I use the definition of the inverse trigonometric function. If y is equal to cos inverse x, how do you write that one? Cos y would be equal to x. Cos y equal to x. So, if you write like this, you observe when you differentiate with respect to x, this right hand side becomes 1. So, that x would be eliminated. If you have kept it as it is, you would be getting minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Then it is difficult to eliminate x because the answer is expected only in terms of y. Okay. Now differentiate. Now differentiate with respect to x. Okay. So, cos y, as you know, it is a composite function. Chain rule has to be applied. Cos y becomes minus sin y and y becomes dy by dx. Right hand side is 1. So, x is not in the picture at all now. Now, write it is dy by dx, that is minus 1 by sin y. Minus 1 by sin y, or you can write it as dy by dx would be minus cosecant y. Now, take this as result 1 because I will be using that in the next step. Now, we want second derivative here. Therefore, differentiating again, you have to write those sentences. Differentiating again with respect to x, we get on the left hand side d square y by dx square minus, look here, right hand side we are having cosecant y. What is the derivative of cosecant x? It is minus cosecant x into cot x. But in the place of x I am having y. Another better write inside the bracket because I am having already one minus sign. It is minus cosecant y into cot y. Okay, cot y. Of course, we are differentiating with respect to x only, that you cannot forget. Okay, minus cosecant y into cot y, but y again has to be differentiated, which is dy by dx. Don't stop here because if x is there, it becomes 1. Y is there means even that has to be differentiated with respect to x. So, it is minus cosecant y into cot y into dy by dx. So, minus of minus plus, it is cosecant y into cot y. But we want the value of dy by dx. So, come to this statement. It is, what is the derivative here? First derivative, it is minus cosecant y. You can write from 1. That is why I had given a number. How we got that one? Now finally you write minus cosecant into cosecant is cosecant square y into cot y. Now this is the second derivative. And you observe here, we don't have any x term at all. So this is the procedure. If a particular way the answer is expected, always write it like this. So read the question correctly, then only you can write the appropriate answer. So this is the common hint you have to remember when you have a inverse trigonometric function whose second derivative you are calculating, and if a particular result is expected, always after the first derivative you cross multiply. Then you do the differentiation for the second time. Then automatically you will be getting the result directly. So that makes our work a little bit simpler. Now in the next problem I am having a composite function, a combination of the trigonometric and logarithmic function. In this one also, this particular problem I am telling, a particular result is expected. So after the first derivative, you will be cross multiplying, then differentiate. Again you cross multiply, then you directly get the result here. And these problems, now whatever I am doing in today's session, almost all of them now they have been asked repeatedly in the earlier examination for a 5-mark question. So better you go through. Of course in the previous session also whatever I had done, even they are expected for 5-mark questions. So solve the problem step by step. When a particular answer is expected, try to get that one. If they ask you, simply find the second derivative, differentiate 2 times and keep the answer as it is. Now let me go for the next problem. These are all interesting problems. If y is equal to 3 into cos of log x plus 4 into sin of log x, then show that x square into y2 plus x into y1 plus y is equal to 0. Almost same type of problem we did in the previous session. There instead of logarithmic function I had exponential function. There directly I could not get the result like this. So what I did, I calculated first derivative, second derivative. On the left hand side I substituted the values for y, y1 and y2. Then I saw that the right hand side we got that as 0 because the terms were cancelled. Here also you can apply the same procedure. But in this one, because log x has the derivative 1 by x, no, we will be getting that x in the denominator. So it is better you cross multiply, then you differentiate. To get this particular answer, it would be easier. So let us try that one. Now start with the given problem. Given y is equal to 3 cos log x plus 4 sin log x. Better I give a number for this one. If I use it again, I can quote that number. Now differentiate with respect to x. Observe, cos of log x and sin of log x, both of them are composite functions. Cos of something becomes minus sin. So it is minus sin of log x. For log x it is 1 by x. Similarly, sin of x has a derivative cos x. So sin of log x becomes cos of log x. For log x it is 1 by x. And another thing, I have given the numbers 3 and 4. Instead of that one, some general constant can also be given, like a and b, m and n, like that also it can be given. Then also you will be getting the same answer. Okay. Now differentiate with respect to x. So y becomes y1, 3 into, it's a negative sign we are getting, minus sin of log x into, for log x it is 1 by x. Same thing here. 4 into sin log x becomes cos of log x. For log x it is 1 by x. This is what I told you. You observe that we have got x in the denominator. Either you can write cross multiply or you write better you write like this, multiply by x. Okay. If there is only one term, we can use the word cross multiply. Now we have to write multiply by x. So left hand side what happens? It is x into y1. Because we are multiplying here by x, no, this x and that x, no, they get cancelled. We are left with minus 3 times sine of log x plus 4 times cos of log x. So after multiplication, this is what we are getting. Now again I am differentiating because I want the second derivative. Differentiate again with respect to x. Differentiate again with respect to x. Remember, left hand side it's a product, apply the product rule. Right hand side as usual you apply the chain rule. That is x into y1 becomes y2 plus y1 into, for x the derivative is 1. That is equal to minus 3 into sine of log x, as you know, becomes cos of log x. What's the derivative of log x? Again it is 1 by x. Next, plus 4 into cos of log x becomes minus sine of log x. For log x, it is again 1 by x. So because of the presence of that function log x, no, first derivative also we got 1 by x, second derivative also we got 1 by x. So what I do now is to eliminate that x here, multiply again by x. Multiply again by x, all the both the sides. Left hand side what we were having, x into y1, isn't it? So it becomes x into y2 we had, it becomes x square into y2 plus y1 we had, it becomes x into y1. Right hand side both the terms were having x here. So when you multiply by x, so automatically that x gets cancelled. Let me see what is remaining. It is minus 3 times cos of log x minus 4 times sine of log x. Okay. Now left hand almost 2 terms we got the required answer. Only one term is remaining. Right hand side, look, suppose I take the minus sign outside, it is minus of 3 cos log x plus 4 sin log x. 4 sin log x. Look at the first result. It is nothing but the given function which are denoted as I. So you can write it as x square y2 plus x into y1 equal to minus of y. You can quote, of course, you can write it is a given function like that also. So minus y, take it to the left hand side, hence we get the required result. X square y2 plus x into y1 plus y is equal to 0. So when you have the function, in the function, a part of the function is logarithmic function, there also if you apply this procedure after the first derivative, multiply. And inverse trigonometry function, we can write cross multiply. Only one term would be present on the right hand side. You can cross multiply. Here there are 2 terms here. Both of them are having x in the denominator. So multiply throughout by x. Naturally that solves the problem easily. So otherwise now what you should have done? You should have calculated y1, y2 and y was already given. We should have substituted on the left hand side here and all the terms now they get cancelled. So instead of that one, it is a better way, easier way to arrive at the result without any confusion. Next problem, this next problem is quite simple. You can expect for 2 or 3 mark question. Sometimes it is given for a 3 mark question. Here, if e to the power y into x plus 1 is equal to 1, this is a given function. Show that d square y by dx square equal to dy by dx the whole square. Dy by dx the whole square. So this is another type of problem. It's a product of the exponential function and an algebraic function, isn't it? So what we have to do is here, calculate the first derivative as well as the second derivative and see that the square of the first derivative will be exactly equal to the second derivative. As it is also you can differentiate but better you write the function like this. E to the power y is equal to 1 by x plus 1. I am separating them. Okay. Now differentiate or differentiate with respect to x. Differentiate with respect to x. Look, e power x means simple function, e power y means composite. So it is e to the power y remains as it is, but y becomes dy by dx. This is equal to, now you have to apply the formula 1 by x. What's the derivative? Minus 1 by x square. So same thing here, minus 1 over x plus 1 the whole square. Of course, even this has to be differentiated whose derivative is 1. Because it is 1, you need to write also. Now, look here, what is e power y? It has to be replaced by 1 by x plus 1. That is, if you want, you can give a number for this one. That is 1 over x plus 1 into dy by dx would be equal to minus 1 by x plus 1 the whole square. Here one term directly you can cancel, or if you find difficult to follow that one, you can do one more step. That cancellation, if you can do directly, well and good, or else as usual you take to the right hand side numerator, numerator of the right hand side. One term is cancelled. Hence we have here dy by dx would be equal to minus 1 over x plus 1. Minus 1 over x plus 1, take it as the second result. See, the given function was e power y was plus 1 by x plus 1. Now the first derivative is minus 1 over x plus 1. Now let us differentiate again. Now it is not a composite function as in the previous case. So d square y by dx square. Now again it is of the form 1 by x. What's the formula? Minus 1 by x square. Already one minus sign is there. Keep that minus sign outside. Write it as minus 1 over x plus 1 the whole square. Minus 1 over x plus 1 the whole square. Observe here, this is whole square. Minus is there, minus 1 you can take, and this is also minus 1. So how can you write this one? You can write this as minus 1 into minus 1. Actually, if you multiply minus of minus plus 1, I am writing like this also. The value would be same. Minus 1 is there, another minus 1 whole square, and denominator is also whole square. That is x plus 1 the whole square. Now I am using the law of the indices. A square divided by b square can be written as a by b the whole square minus 1 by x plus 1 the whole square. It is minus 1 whole square, x plus 1 whole square. Using the last law of the indices, you can write minus 1 over x plus 1. That whole square now I am taking to the whole term here. This is d square y by dx square. Now look here, minus 1 by x plus 1, what is that? It is nothing but the first derivative, that is dy by dx the whole square. Therefore, you write d square y by dx square. You can quote the result here from 2. That is why I always give a number for that one, so that without writing that again, you can quote that result. So we have shown that d square y by dx square is square of the first derivative. It is not possible in all the problems. This particular function, because of the way it is defined, you get the result like this. Now, so these are the few problems which I wanted to take up in this session, and usually this problem is given for a 3-mark question, and another problem I had done, cos inverse x, express the answer d square y by dx square in terms of y alone. Even that can be expected for a 3-mark question. The remaining 3 problems what I worked in today's session, all of them they are given for a 5-mark question, which contain the inverse trigonometric function as well as the logarithmic function. So logarithmic function after differentiation multiply, inverse trigonometric function after first derivation you cross multiply, then you differentiate. It's easy to arrive at the required result. So in this completes the problems on the second derivative. In one more session I want to take up under this particular chapter, continuity and differentiability. In this one, in the next session, I am going to give you some, work out some problems here which I may have to use the chain rule, all mixed problems. It may be first derivative or second derivative, chain rule or product, whatever rule is applicable to that problem, we are going to work out. Thank you.